Hello, my name is Luke Bernard, and I'm currently taking computer science and software engineering. So recently, we've been working on something called InfoTechCenter. So basically, InfoTechCenter is essentially like an educational reference to like what are in cars and um, the thing that like basically displays like gas levels, weather conditions, radio stations, stuff like that. So we've been referencing from that to learn how to use Python code, and I've been working on different things like gas level, National Weather Service, and like the weather outside, and even things that I've been working on my own like radio or contact list, which I will show you later in the vlog. So the first branch I'll be talking about is my welcome screen. So first we're going to discuss commits. So what are commits? Commits are basically these things right here. All of these things that are like specified are what we call commits. And so some commits for welcome screen include we obviously we can start right here. We merge this branch into dev testing, which we will discuss later. But we hide commits right here, which are like add to my loading page. So the welcome screen is basically a loading page, and I will demonstrate that code later. But it's basically a loading page, and we added other things like editing. Uh, we added some libraries. We added a time sleep library. And yeah. So we did all these commits. I'll show you what the specific code looks like. So this is what it essentially looks like. All this code is basically what makes up our welcome screen. You can see, we have some colors, to change the color of the text a little bit up. And yeah, so I'm going to show you in something we call PyCharm. And yeah, so we're going to run this code. And you can see this is our InfoTech Center welcome screen. So it's welcome to InfoTech Center 4.0. And it's going to be loading. So this is what I was talking about, the different text colors. And yeah, so it's been scanned. So now we have checked out the weather branch. The weather branch is actually a pretty cool branch in my opinion, and it's basically the thing that displays like, um, weather in the area. So let's say it's like rainy day, so it's gonna say rainy. If it's snowy day, it's gonna say snowy, and so on, so on. So some commits we made. We made functions, so we defined the weather function. We merged weather into dev testing again. We basically it's just a big function we added, and yeah. So we checked out weather. Now I'm gonna show you in Git Cracking. We're gonna show you right here. So this is all the code. Um, so first thing we did was we defined weather, like I said before, and these are all possible weather instances, and we added some imports. Import random, so it makes this like random, and we called it, and then we printed weather alert. So now this is going to connect to this. So this is basically, so let's say it's snowing outside, right? So the random, it chooses snowing. So if it is snowing, weather alert is snowing, then print, the National Weather Service has changed your alarm by 15 minutes because of the weather forecast of weather alert, which is which is up here right here. So VRS has been engaged, only allowing your vehicle to go 45 miles per hour. So basically, the car is affected in multiple ways because of the weather outside, and that's why I personally think it's so cool. So I'm going to show you how this works in PyCharm. So we have vehicle response system. We're gonna run it. So basically, it shows NWS is calling for foggy, and because foggy isn't really doing anything, it's not gonna change anything of the vehicle. So we'll try to get something like icy, windy again, foggy. Here we go. Finally. Alright, because the weather forecast of a blizzard. So here's how the thing is affected basically. Because it's a blizzard. The alarm has been changed by 30 minutes, and VRS is being engaged, only allowing your vehicle to go 35 miles per hour. So I'm going to show you this code also in something we call a text editor. So this is basically a Sublime, something we use, and this is the same code you saw on PyCharm. I just thought it's interesting to look at it from a text editor's point of view. So there are a few differences, maybe text color, stuff like that. But yes, this is what it looks like in the text editor. So now we've checked out the gasoline branch. This branch basically displays the gasoline level of the car. or like the gas level. So some commits are, we added some more elifs and else statements. So we added multiple statements. We merged it into dev testing like usual. We added gas level alert function. We deleted a few print statements. We added some functions like list of gas stations and gas level gauge function declared unstable. So, we added all these functions for gasoline. I'll show you what it looks like in Get Kraken. So this is what the code essentially looks like. So basically, depending on like the level of the gas, it will print a different statement. So let's say your gas is on a core tank and the closest gas station is so and so. So it's basically gonna display different gas stations that are nearby if you need the gas, and if you don't, like it's 3/4 full, then it's just gonna say that you have enough gas to make it to your location. So it's interesting how it's different for every single thing. But I'll show you how this works in PyCharm. So this is what it looks like in PyCharm. So we have the list of gas stations right here. We have Shell, Costco, Buc-ee's, Speedway, 7-Eleven, Circle K, Meijer, Marathon, KFC. We have we have a bunch of the code that we saw before. We're gonna run it. So your gas tank is full. Yeah, congrats. Let's try to get one where it says it lists a gas station. Uh, Here we takes a little bit. It's random. Warning: gas is extremely low. Checking Google Maps to the closest gas station. And yeah, it's Circle K, which is 5.94 miles away. So yeah, that's basically what it looks like. I'm gonna show you what this looks like in Sublime. Same thing, basically same code right here, just in text editor. You're calling the function, everything, boom, boom. Yeah. So this is the dev testing branch, which is what I've been talking about, this entire time. So basically, the dev testing branch is a branch that we use for merging, different things like gasoline. We move parts of the program around. So we basically move different parts of these into dev testing. We test it. So we basically use this as a testing ground to see if our code works, and if there are any issues, we'll use dev testing to correct those issues. Stuff like that. And I would also like to mention some of the other things that I personally did. So basically, Mr. Lang gave us an assignment to make our own additional branches that we think would be good in the InfoTech Center. So I personally added contacts and a radio and some temperature, so I'll show you what the temperature looks like. It's pretty cool. So basically, what happens with the temperature is if the outside temperature, like outside of the car, is let's say 10 to 30, the interior car temperature is going to be increased. So if it's 10 to 30 outside, then inside the car the temperature is going to be increased by 15 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, that's kind of cool, I think. Show you in Sublime. Same thing right here. Run it in PyCharm. So it's been increased by 5 degrees due to rainy conditions. And I'll show you the radio function. Oops. Here we go. Go right here. So this is basically gonna choose a random song or a song that's quote unquote playing in the car, and it's gonna display that. So show you in Sublime, boom boom, and then I'll show you in PyCharm. We're gonna run it. So right now, "Beat It" by Michael Jackson is currently playing. And the final function that I personally added is called contacts. So basically, contacts is a way to alert the driver that so-and-so is calling. So his mom, dad, brother, sister, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle. So it's going to be like alert, so-and-so is calling. So I'll show you in Sublime. Yeah, and then PyCharm. So here we go. Let's press F10 and alert that is calling. So yeah. Those are basically, I wanted to mention, some of the things that I personally added, and I think they're pretty cool. So now we have selected the main branch, which is it's huge. All of this is gonna essentially be combined. All of these different things are gonna combine into the main branch. So we're gonna open Declaration of Independence. Look at this thing. So it's all the code of the entire thing. Yeah, it's basically all the code. Right now it's a little weird, but the main branch is specifically used to display all the code in the entire thing. I'll show you in PyCharm. So F10. So it's gonna be loading. Welcome to InfoTechCenter, and it's gonna print literally everything I showed you before, but it's gonna be all combined. So this is basically the final product of what we made. So it's gonna be, here's a welcome screen, National Weather Services. Now it's gonna test gas levels, so we're on empty. And here are the specific ones specific things I added. So Alert Sisters Calling and Bad Habit by Sea Lift is currently playing. So, yeah. So, I'm gonna run this code that I showed you before. I'm gonna run everything in the terminal. So, to do that, we're gonna do a Python 3, and then we're gonna name the file, which is called Declaration of Independence.py, and we're gonna press enter, and it's all gonna run again. So I just wanted to, here's the loading screen right here. It's gonna load. Takes a little bit, realism. But here's National Weather Service. It's changed by icy, so it's icy outside. So the vehicle is gonna only go 25 miles per hour. So checking current gas levels. Alert Brothers Calling. 24K Magic by Bruno Mars is currently playing, and the car temp has been increased by 0 degrees due to fogging conditions. So yeah, this is basically everything that we have. It's just being run in the terminal. So finally, this is the last thing I'd like to show you today, but this is GitHub. So GitHub, as a developer myself, this is basically the resource we use to keep track of literally everything that I've already, like all the code that's been written in Git Kraken. So you might notice this push thing right here. So this is gonna push to GitHub, as you can see. So all the code, it's basically just gonna be a backup of all the code that I've already written. So when I push it, it's all gonna be stored on here. So let's go right here. And yeah, literally all the code is here, and you could even edit it if you would like. You could literally just edit it if you wanted to. So here's the main branch. We can switch branches. We can go to dev testing. We can go to gasoline. You can go to literally every single branch that you have on GitKraken. It's literally here as well. So you can go all of these things, and yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. So these are all my branches, boom. Welcome screen too. Yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a great day. If you have any questions, you can contact me on my welcome screen on my website on Wix. And yeah, goodbye.